If you've been waiting to see the difference between the original well-planned day plus your new custom option, this is the video for you. We're gonna do a side-by-side comparison and show you some accessories and how to look at me and see that I'm the type of girl you're not really that used to. Welcome back, friends. If you're brand new to my channel, my name is Arlene with Arlene and Company. As I said before, these planners and accessories that I have on hand was sent to me in exchange for my honest review. You guys know I know well-planned day for like ever now. I feel like it's been forever. I think we've been in a long-term relationship for a while. Show you the difference between the new custom option, and I'm gonna take you through the process of ordering a custom planner. So don't worry, I'll walk you through it. But we're gonna start with the original, the current version, which is the 2023-2024 that started in July. Differences in this planner, in the original, and obviously run down what is included and then how you can change it with the custom. So we're gonna start with the original just cause I think it will make more sense of the custom options of how you can change this if something is not quite what you need. And then you'll see, yeah, I can definitely stick with the original. That's totally fine. Or no, now I can see how I can change some stuff around and it's enough changes that a custom planner would be the way to go. So we're gonna get to it and I'm gonna show you some accessories they sent me along the way. I also have the student planner for this year. I will link the previous review last year. The layout is pretty much the same. Obviously the designs are different. I'm gonna do this in probably a separate video, so this video is not like just crazy long. But this is the planner, their student planners that are used for grades 3 to 8. I also review their high school planner, which is fantastic. It has amazing resources within it. And I also review their 4-year high school planner, which is like the most unique, awesome thing ever. I absolutely love it. I think it's an amazing resource, and I'll link that below as well. Anyway, so we'll focus on that on a quick video a little bit later, but you can see my previous video. I noticed is that the coil is much larger. Maybe not much larger, but I noticed the coil was different right away. I have had a well-planned day planner in some capacity, usually as a record keeper, since like 20 because I was curious and I'm a planner nerd. I needed to know why. All right, so I put these back in the plastic so you can see how it comes. The coil was made larger, according to the rep I speak to accommodate this new dividers that they have available. So this is one of the accessories they also sent me, because notice there's no like side tabs. Years ago they had like those little indentations. That's not there anymore. For my secular followers, as we are secular homeschools, the Bible verses and things like that, or religious quotes, have been removed from the planner since last year, I want to say. There is an option if you are from a faith-based homeschooler and you really like that element, to add it back in the custom planner. The original planner can hold up to 4 students. If you can want to be creative, you can add even more if you have like a little one. But they also have another option that can hold up to 6 students. Now, if you need it to be way more creative with your layout, you have tons of different layout options, which we'll see that when I run through the ordering process. So here you start. There is QR codes throughout the planner on this. I really like those. Again, I can't guarantee, as I said before, that it won't lead you to a faith-based business, but for the most part, it's like materials that they've brought up or things like that. But the actual planner itself does not have the Bible quotes and things like that anymore, unless you add it back in the custom. You have a this year. This is running from July of 2023 to 2024, so the full school year. You have this keepsake page, which I always say every year that I'm gonna add a picture to it. I have never done it to this point, but it's a really cool page to do school year memories, and it has like treasure read aloud books. You know, you can take like account for like at the end, so something that you can keep as a keepsake. So like I said before, usually I have kept the well-planned day planner as my record. So then they have their achieve method. There is a lot of like goal planning and benchmarks and a lot of things that it's not just strictly just a planner if you're not used to well-planned day. This goes beyond your normal just planning your lessons for the week, and it takes you into the whole picture. So here she breaks down the achieve method and also aspire, and creating goals, highlighting benchmarks. So here you have like areas of focus, specify a desire, period of time, because it's important to give a time period to the goals that you set. A lot of these sample pages to show you what their writing visually so you can see it represented, and then you have the blank pages to see that. So here you have create a goal with your acronym, area focus. Again, you can continue on, and an effective date. So you can do, you know, per child, you can do per season, per semester, however you'd like to do. And then here on the bottom, it shows you that as well. They usually have some kind of floral element with their design every year. So it's really exciting to see all the options. Like I ordered this because it takes a bit if you're going to do the custom planner. I ordered this when they still were adding more covers. I do really like this cover, but there's a whole bunch of other ones that are not like, you know, floral or naturey and stuff like that. There's the art ones. I'll show you in a bit. That I love even way more, but it was cool to see different options if you're not a floral. So it goes over to giving you the information about setting a benchmark and then a sample page for that. So you have here, for example, 30 days, 60 days, or 12 weeks, 18 weeks if you're counting like that, and then divided right here, semester 1, semester 2, and then giving you examples of what they mean for each section. So here on the bar, you'll see that it says language arts, science, history, and maybe you don't want to make it just academic. Maybe you're working on some other types of life skills and you want to incorporate that into their benchmarks. And then here you have like the student name and the start date, so you can individualize it for each student. So here, that was the example. Then you have the class plan. This I actually always filled out, surprise, surprise. And you can add their picture, their information. Then you can add their final like curricula pics. And you can also put purchase date and the price, so you can refer back to it. Maybe you have younger kiddos and you can look back and how much you spent, or just like overall yearly budget to see where you were at first semester and second semesters in total. So here's like a little budget as well, or documenting that additional literature that you got and expenses totals on here. So that's how this looks. I will tell you right now that I removed all the sample, I think pretty much all the sample pages from my planner, because like I said, I've been getting a well-planned day planner since 2018. I know what you mean. Now they've added to all their goal settings and things in the recent years, but like I'm good. Like I don't need the sample. Here it goes over spot, which is, you know, your schedule, planning, establishing a rhythm, creating routines, and there's a lot of education. I've always said this, and you'll see it in my little influencer page that they created for me, that is just like having a little bestie on your shoulder walking you through your homeschool year. There's just so much education and continuing education that goes on with a planner that is such an intentional tool that I absolutely love having. All right, so here is an example of how to set up the planner. And this, for example, says sample with 2 students, sample with only 1 student, sample with 3 students. And now there is a smaller planner that is this size that you can use for homeschool as well if you only have 1 kiddo and you just want a smaller profile. All right, so there is that option to go smaller. And then there's like the mom on the go planner and things like that. They're all really cool. And I showed that last year. All right, so here again, the samples with however many students and different ways you can plan. So how many times am I asked, you know, to show how I laid this out? Like, you know, I can't visualize, how do I fit this many kids in this type of planner? They already provide that for you. Focus area. This is what used to say, I think it said Bible or something like that. So now it says family school schedule. So obviously we go by routines and things like that, but this helps you visualize your whole week as a whole, and then you can carry on this page as you're doing weekly lesson plannings, right? And that gives you that. So now it's gonna give you information on evaluating and visualizing success, earning rewards, and things like that. And then you can see examples of that as well, how to use evaluation sheets. This is 30 days or 6 weeks, and laying that out that way. Now I use different sheets in here for that element. So I removed that, more of a quarterly schedule plans, things like that I selected, and different pages. So you'll see this in a little bit, so I can show you what I have. So I didn't necessarily use these pages as much as I thought I would, so I did not include those. Then you have line note pages, and once upon a time, like I said, I've been with them since back in the day. they didn't have note pages. So they give you a lot of like scripted pages to fit in a lot of things that you need, but they didn't have note pages, and I begged for it and then they added it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm responsible for the ad at all, but it was really a welcome surprise. So once you get into all those intro education and sample pages, which is this much of the content, as you can see, once you get through all that, then it says, let's start the school year. Now you're getting into your actual planner and not all the how-tos. So here, again, the coil size is bigger to accommodate these dividers. With your planner, this is an extra, but their accessories are very reasonable. I'll show you really quick what those covers look like, and you could add it to your custom planner, or you can add it to the original as well. So these are really cool. And it's like a heavier stock. Keep reading while plan day. For each goal achieved, set a new one. Remember why you started. Punch if you're planning on using your planner in that way, that you're putting it in a binder. And they do sell a lot of binders as well, which are cool. You'll have your QR code to show you some of the free resources that come with their planner for that month, or planning tip. And I'll show you the other QR code. This one is just a planning tip. They used to be printed in the planner, and now it's just a code because they've expanded way more than what they can fit on the page, and it gives you more information. So I do appreciate that. You have a 2-page monthly spread for your monthly layout. You have the month before and the month after sidebar for notes on why this is really an all-in-one planner that you can schedule your home life, your personal stuff, along with your homeschooling. I've never been a person to use a one planner for everything, but I appreciate that this planner includes that option for those that like to do that. So sometimes we incorporate these things as with my kiddos' individual chores, just so like we could do this. But there's daily cleaning schedule here, projects this month. This is just around the house, home and family. And then these perforated, as you can see, shopping list. So you can write things out, and you can just take this perforated list, which is 2-sided, to the grocery store with you. And we've done that quite a bit. And then there is a note page that you'll see here on your right before you go into more of your homeschool related stuff. So you have all your home first, and now you're gonna get to homeschool specific. Then you'll have the QR code for your monthly homeschool resources. You scan the code and you get it access. You have to have a login and things like that with them, but it will have like podcasts, teacher course. This one, for example, is art museum, activity guide, field trips. There's like a lot of really cool things that I usually find in these monthly QR codes. Then 5 things I should have done differently, homeschool scheduling 101, teacher training, art museum. That is the theme for this month. And I like how it relates, like they're very intentional about when they place certain resources and for what month. Then you have the reading, and you have up to 4 students here where you can put like their individual reads that you want to keep track of. Again, this is why I feel like this is a perfect like back planner. If you already have something else but you want to have a record keeper, I feel like this is a great one for that purpose too. So read alouds you can put here, so you don't have to take up this space. And then you have library books here with due dates if you want to do that. I never used it as a due date, but maybe like as a book that I want to jot down, that I want to go ahead and request, and then you could jot that down there. Then fun learning, you can track your field trips. Again, this is stuff that we have to track here in the state of Florida to have records of what we're actually doing as we submit things to our evaluator once a year. So I appreciate that the layout's already there for me to document these things. Again, this has trip location, date, and to do that you can put on here. So this is the layout that comes in the original planner. This is where you can get really happy with this planner. So notice, and I'll give you a sneak preview real quick. This is the layout that I chose. It was the horizontal one, and I'm going to show you how to order it and then what it looks printed afterwards. But you can see this is completely different, and I just got the coils connected to each other. This is completely different to this layout. And this layout, if you still like this, but you want more lines or whatever, you're going to have tons of options of what you can do with this. So side by side, this is different. You can make this like, I think you can choose with this particular layout to have a white backdrop on it, but I didn't want to do that. This is the horizontal. I plan more narrative now versus like these little box parts. So I really like to have more of an open-ended like field for it, but I like how it has this boxes here. But let's put that aside. You have a teaching tip that is included on the top with your weekly layout, and then also the week that you are within the whole month schedule, so you can refer to that at the same time. Again, super helpful. Then you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but you're also giving some space for Saturday and Sunday. Remember, this is an all-in-one planner. You have a dinner menu here off to the right, and you have a to-do this week here, and then some organization here. Here it comes pre-printed, so family focus, math, history, science, language arts, and then the last two are blank, so you can indicate whatever you like. The pre-printed is a hit or miss for me because I love that I don't have to write it each time, but my brain and the way I need things to go, I need it to be listed in the order that we do things in our daily routine. I know that is totally a me thing, but I'm totally fine with that. But I need it to be listed in that order. So I don't necessarily want them to be pre-printed, but this is where here you can see that they're not. All I have here is stating as student and not any of the specific subjects. I want to have the freedom to change up the order. And when I'm looking down the list as I'm planning, I don't want to, again, this is a me thing. I don't want to jump from family focus and my next subject is science, but it's down here. Like visually, I need it to be up here. Don't mind me. But that's me. But that's why that is something that I chose to eliminate from this layout and how I did it. So maybe you're like that, or maybe you're like, oh, awesome. I don't need it to be in the exact order I do things. I love that it's already there. So that's how this continues. You still have a teaching tip on top. And let me just show you the rest of 1 month so you can see that, and then we'll scan through it quickly. All right, so then this is the next month for August, and then it repeats itself. You have around the house, the shopping, notes, fun learn. I'm just gonna flip really quick because everything just repeats itself, just so you can get an idea of the color scheme and how it changes up. So very fallish colors. Again, they're very, very into like the whole floral thing is their thing. What I appreciate about this planner and being heavily designed in the background is when it comes to a whole school planner, and I know I will set up like my scatter book that you guys see me use, and it's all decorated and stuff. But for the most part, and what most people don't realize is that I am for sure a functional planner. And a lot of times, especially when it comes to homeschool planning, I don't really take the time or want to take the time to decorate it. So the fact that it already looks pretty and it seems like I already decorated it, it's fine. So here you have, after the December layout, you see that you have 30 days, 6 weeks, and this will pop up whenever it pertains. After the November spread, you're gonna have a holiday planner. So you have greeting cards, decorating checklists, decorating shopping lists. What would you like your celebration to involve this year? And then this, for example, is photographer printing envelopes and postage, so you can indicate events and parties. And then here, date, time, location, and bring. So if you have several events that you're going to, families, whatever, friends, holiday plans. Then here you have a gift checklist per child with a budget that you like to do. And if you don't have that many kiddos, you can change it to maybe your husband or whoever. Family and friends gifts, there's already a spot for that. Stocking stuffers if you celebrate Christmas. So Christmas shopping here, or if you want to indicate another holiday that that you celebrate, you can do that here. And then here you can do it by store. Gifts to purchase for each store. So that's a really useful tool. And then a to-do here as well. So you can itemize your list for that. And then your holiday planning continues, online shopping, Etsy shops that you can also include, and other website here. So that is a whole spread just for online purchases. And then holiday traditions, tradition planning, notes, and to-do is also included. And then you go into your December layout. Now I want to take you to the goal planning that you'll see come up as you hit those benchmarks. So you have the 30 days here, 6 weeks, evaluation and visualize, and you will see this for 12 weeks. Then you have the 18 weeks. Because this coil is larger, you're gonna have to like bring it over the hump. But to me, that's a minor thing. I like big coils, I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me. 18 weeks. And then you go semester success, because you did your first 18 weeks, then it's going to go into breaking into your semester success. You can put by student, semester notes, and then if you are required to hold attendance records, then you can do this as well here, and you can do it by the month. So here has July through December for your first semester, and you can indicate the totals for that. Then attendance legend, if you make any kind of keys, and notes. If you are required to keep a grade log, this will also be on here as well, especially with your older students. You can include this here and keep a record right on here. Progress and accomplishments, and you write your student's name, grade. Right, so you have all that, and you have enough for 4 students. And then you go into a note page, and then you start off with January. That you're gonna put this divider in, just so you can see what it looks like. And for me, I would put it right before the note pages, but you can put it after. And then you just have to get them in. So this is not gonna be like, they're fairly easy to pop in. With the EC planners, you see them that I snap them in with a bunch at a time, but because this is more flexible and not as firm as a laminated sheet, you really just have to pop each one. But like, look, I'm doing this in real time. It's not taking long at all. But I just wanted to see, okay, so, and then it's perfectly lined up, slides on through, and this is a big one. All right, and then these are how your tabs are gonna look, which that looks pretty good. I like that. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of tabs. I like to bookmark things instead, but that looks good. So I'm happy with that. So you see the benchmarks and the goals, and you have the goal settings in the beginning. And here's just like a glance at the planner as a whole with the different colors and the different flowers. Okay, so now that we are going towards the end, you have that end of semester breakdown with the grade logs, then you have a note page, then you have a review, right, for each student. So you can do it for each subject, and then you have blank spaces to add whatever else that you added on your own. Growing up, reflect how your child is developing in emotional intellect, social skills, motor and sensory skills, thinking, reasoning skills, physical growth, language development, and so on. And then you'll have this for, again, up to 4 children. And then here you have like pre-planning for the next planner or next year, that you can start doing this as you wait for your new planner or as you're thinking of things. It also has a summer bucket list, and you can create several different, maybe you want to do it per kid, per family, whatever, or per thing. And then you have vacation planning as well, date and location to do before leaving. Again, this is an all-in-one planner. So if you were looking for that one thing that is just one place, this is it for you. To do before leaving, remember to pack, notes, and then daily plans that you can list here for the vacation planning. All right, then you're looking at the next year here and the notes. So you have this again. One cool element that they include with the original planner is the report card. Have comments for semester 1 and 2. This side, you'll see that it says student, teacher, grade, and then you can have the little cards, so you can tear them out of here. They're perforated wait, there you go. They're perforated, as you can see, and it folds in. I don't want to rip it out, but it folds in, and you can actually hand your kid a report card or just keep it for your records, literature completed, semester 1, semester 2, enrichment events and stuff. And it could be something like a transition if you have a middle schooler now and you want to transition them into seeing grades. And this could be just like a fun and lighthearted way to go ahead and do that. There's also grading scale, and there are also attendance here that you can indicate like a real report card that you have different styles, so each report card has its own personality, and you have 4 of those, right? And then you come to the end. This is the on-the-go planner that I mentioned, so if you just need a personal planner, but then there also is other options as well, so take a look. Go through this a little bit quicker. Now I want to say this will include the paperweight in a bar, so I make sure that I say the correct number. But this planner, the paper, and I've always been able to use whatever pen I liked, and highlighters, and even some markers as well. This planner is slightly thinner, the paper, than the one in the custom planner. So the custom planner that comes, it has a thicker paper. I do notice some little tiny differences in how the colors look and printed with this versus that. And then what I did notice is that the original planner, the cover to me feels thicker than this one. See how I'm able to flex this one more, and this one is harder for me to bend. I don't want to bend it too much. So this, I mean, I'm not saying it's like, you know, flimsy or whatever. It's just, to me, I felt the difference. So the original cover is thicker. This is a bit thinner, or maybe it's just a different material. Let's take you onto the computer in building this planner, and then come back here and show you the finished result.
Also want to make sure that you're signed in before you start this process. You don't want to be logged out. So if you've never had an account, just create an account. That way all your work is saved. It's going to ask you for your email as you're creating it. So here on the top bar, you're going to see all these different things that they offer, and they offer quite a bit. All these things. This is the high school planner, the regular one, and then the 4-year planner that I talked about. They do have a college planner. They have Plan Online. The possibilities are endless, but we are going to be creating a custom. Why are you so slow? Isn't it funny that I consider this slow, like back in the dial-up days? All right, so here you're going to see all kinds of awesomeness. I'm going to get straight to it because you can play with the site as much as you want, however many times you need to before you commit. All right, so what is available, and it's going to be more available in the future. Right now it's the homeschool planner. They're going to be available with the Busy Gal planner for custom, and student planners are going to be able to be customized in the future. When? I don't know. Not sure. But we're going to do the homeschool planner right now, which this is actually a better time frame than when I ordered, because then it says please allow 3 to 4 weeks for production time. So keep that in mind as you're setting your dates for your planner, that you're keeping this in mind. It gives you your step-by-step process, so you are ready to go. A variety of designs, and you're going to be able to look through that, and I'm going to show you all that. So I am going to go ahead and click on homeschool planner. I could have clicked it on the top too, but we're doing it now. So create your own homeschool planner. Yes, thank you. I will do that. The first thing you're going to select is how many students you have. So you can go all the way to selecting this to specify up to 6 students. I am going to go right here for 1 to 2 students. So those with smaller families and that are like, oh wait, this is just way too much stuff. I don't have this many kids. Here you are. But if you still need those bigger planners, they are for you. All right, so this is where I say click the little tabs, because there's so much in it within each theme. The one that I order, I'm going to take you back to it, but let me show you the other options that are currently available, because if you think, oh, that's it, oh, I don't really like it, think again, friends. All right, so we're going to select the color palette, right? And then you're going to see the family. After you select the layout, you're going to be able to customize which one of the family you want. But I just want to show you a quick glance. This is what's in that family, right? So let's go back. Nothing has happened. We haven't committed. Let's see what's under Phoenician. So I just really recommend that you click it, because look at this cuteness. Look at that. Like, isn't that the cutest? So if you have like younger kiddos and you want your planner to look more like elementary friendly, this is super, super cute. I really like this one too. Oh my gosh, this video is going to be super long, but oh well, whatever. Speed me up, you know. do whatever you need. Here is the next one I wanted to show you because this also affects the interior design. So you can get a good idea of the breakdown. All right, so here's that. This one's super cute. I really love that one, and I like this one. And I'm not a big floral person, but they're calling me. Now we have the circle. This is rad. I like this one. I had not seen this cover, so I wonder if this one is a new selection. This is cool. I actually really, I like these more than I thought I would. I like this one and I like this one. This one's actually like, it gives me a 90s vibe. Why? I don't know. Tell me which one you're liking. Okay, I'm super excited on this video. Normally I don't like customizing planners because I get like paralyzed by too many decisions, but I did take my time. I took like a few weeks to decide what I wanted to do. This is the mid-century circle. This is not my vibe, but I do like this one. So that's cool, but maybe it is your vibe. And then this is what I'm so upset about. I thought I never clicked the color palette and I didn't realize they added new designs. So before it was just that paintings palette, but in different colors. And they added all these and I wasn't paying attention and I didn't even click the color palette to see all the other options. So click each palette. I like this one. Maybe. I love this one. I really like this one. And I really like this one. And I like the original one too. I really like this one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so upset with myself. This is super, super cute. So here it is, this planner with the white background, right? And that is like, they slowly added new covers as they were developing them, but like, look at everything else that they have now. Super cute. Oh, okay. So I really like that. Like that's it. And it's like a little bit less birds than I have. I really like that. Oh man, this is making me like change up my mood altogether about the doing custom. I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. All right. So this one's super cute. I like the patchwork stitch kind of look. That's cute. That's cute. I'm not really a bird lady, really, but it's just like, I don't know. I love the busyness of it. Like, I just felt like it was, you know, where's Waldo? And that's not the point. But, okay, look at this one. Do you hear me? Okay, look at this. That is so cool. I love this. Maybe. This is cute for, like, elementary ages. It's those black cats. Oh my gosh. You guys know I have a Salem and he's a black cat. That is, oh, okay. I hope they have this cover for a student planner because that's, yes. That's cute. Okay. So it's telling me there is all these other designs. So you're going to see this original layout. That is the OG planner layout. Then you have the traditional layout. And if I spend here and show you every single little thing, we're going to be here all day, but let's zoom in so you can see a little bit better. And it doesn't have that family focus. Instead, it replaces that with lines. Then this is the maximized layout, and it has that extra line here because this is 9, and this one has 10. And then here you see like some subtle differences. And you can see that this little mini calendar is like spaced out, which is a little bit different than the OG. And this is the schedule layout. So that you have time slots right here in the bottom. You have time slots. So if that's something like you kids have a lot of outsourced classes, clubs, whatever, and you want to list that there, you definitely could do that. This is the layout that I chose, but I'm going to show you something else. So let me, the block schedule. I wanted this one. But I knew that without lines, it was just not like, you know, I always do these planners, even if I'm gifting it for, because you guys know I can't use 15 planners, and you know that's like an average of how many I review a year. But I always customize it with the intent that if this is the one that I keep for myself. But I really wanted the block layout. I can't do no lines. I just can't do it, but because that's how I plan. The daily layout, now if you do the daily layout, watch out, because doing a full year, it's going to be like massive, and it also will cause quite a bit because that's a lot of pages, right? So if you do the daily, I would maybe quarter, maybe like 6 months, or however. You probably don't want to do a full year. I don't even know if you can fit a full year, but I didn't try. Maybe I did try. All right, but this is the layout that I chose, so let's go back to it. And we're gonna click select this layout, and it's gonna ask me, let's zoom out so we can see what we're doing. Select a design category, and it's gonna be white herb color background, and I did the color. So, and if you wanted to see the difference, you can show, it shows you right there. So that's the difference. And I thought that hurt my eyes a little bit more because it's such a busy design that I like the softness of the background there. And that's, you guys know that's my color. All right, so you can start with Essentials, which has all those prep pages, and you could preview the essential pages as well right here, so you can see what they are, or you can start from scratch. So let's preview the essential pages just so you can see really quick. And this is what they include in their OG pages, right? All those instructional sample pages and all that stuff. I already knew I didn't want any of this, or not any, but like I didn't want a lot of the prep pages in there. So I went start from scratch. And here is where you design your planner. So if you already clicked and you notice I haven't picked my blue one, here is where you select the actual cover that you're gonna get. So don't be alarmed that it's not there from the beginning. Now, there is a price difference where the OG starts, well, not start, but it is $39.95 or $39.99, something like that. And then the custom starting point is like how many pages you have to keep it at a certain price range and so on. So I did do a lot of pages because I had a full year and everything else. So this is the cover that I did. Then I did customized. Then I wanted, Raven. All right, so that should fix itself. It belongs right here. So I think just something's glitching right now as I'm showing you this. And then I use this color, and you can choose a file and things like that. In here, you can add a photo. You can do all kinds of stuff. Then the binder, I'm like skipping stuff here. You can do spiral. You can do soft bound. They have a soft bound option. I almost went with that just to show you guys something different. You can do unbound. So if you want to put it in a binder or disc system, like you guys that use your disc planner, this would you would want it to send to you unbound, or unbound and 3-hole punch, so you can put it in a binder. So I'm gonna keep two. I was just like, let's stick to Old Faithful and let's just do spiral. And we already did the cover design, and now you're gonna say customize this layout. All right, so we have the layout here. What I did is, instead of having none, I just all default text. That's it. Like, I want it to look exactly how it says there. I don't want to do it. So here, if you are faith-based homeschooler, you can select this to add Bible verses back in there. That's not going to be my case. And they're right there. And you could also do it undated. All right. So now you're going to go save and add on. We're going to go add-ons dispersed throughout. So you can add up to 15 add-ons for this planner for the same price, and then you know it's going to jump up. All right, so before it divides it before, like during the months, in betweens, and all that stuff. So I don't want the Achieve system in there because I already know it. I don't need it in there. Here you'll see important information, but here's where you would add if you need all that stuff still. Here's the goal setting page that you can add. And here you have like goal setting and evaluation. I think I did this one, didn't I? Let's see. And I can click it and see it. So right here, we're just gonna, because you have 1 student, 2 students, these pages are the same. So 1 is fine. I'm just gonna keep it real. And then planning your year, I wanted to do the page that started with July. So keep in mind, once you click something to preview it, it's gonna check it off. So make sure you uncheck it if you don't want it anymore. And then I did the quarterly pages, and I'm gonna spend too much time here. And then I wanted those curriculum pages. Living books is something I did. I like the classroom supplies. I like the blank curriculum planning pages. I feel like that's so and then important. I did like, you can do line, you can do dotted, you can do like just a online spread. I did line. I think it did like 3 pages, but you'll see my finished product, exactly what I did. Then schedules, if that's something you wanted to do. And I had a blank one. And notice, and this is what I noticed, and I should have known, like this, it looks pretty small on the actual print, but I'll show you that. Keep in mind, if you choose this layout, that is really how small it is. in person. So I mean, it's not a big deal. You can like relabel and things like that, but it's pretty small. All right, and then you have options to disperse in between. And obviously you see that I am not keeping track of my page count. Budgeting pages. So we're going to just like, I'm not going to select absolutely everything I did, but you can see the budgeting pages if you want to do that. You have the home pages if you want to add those all-in-one elements. You have meal planning pages. And I mean, it can keep going forever and ever. Like, look at the cleaning routine. Like, you can do so much. You have extracurriculars. So here is where I was like, I don't want the 4-student one. I want this one. So that's the one I did. But there is this other option with the field trips. I decided to leave that out because I can quickly just list them out. And I didn't want to waste any more pages. All right, so there's project ones if this is something you need to do a lot of. There's some project pages. You can play with this for a very, very long time. Then you can do reports, for regular evaluations and such. If you do record keeping and everything. And then imagine if you didn't start from scratch, some of these things will already be indicated for you. Here's like a review thing. Let's just, sure, whatever. Vacations, you notice I didn't put the vacations or holidays. You'll notice that I didn't put any of that in there, which is print your planner. So this may take a little bit. This is very similar to my total price of what I did. You have to keep in mind that I did a full 12-month planner, plus added in pages in between each month and pages in the beginning, and it's a custom planner. So I already started at $49. So I added just a little bit more beyond that. But you can play around with it and get that price down. Then you would hit your email, and that doesn't make it check out or anything like that. It's just so they can keep track of your design and stuff like that, I think. But here you can see the breakdown. So the base price was $49.95. So you already started, let's say $50, and I added an additional 32 pages to that base design. So keep in mind that if you do it with already the essential pages in it, and each design will be different. Certain designs have more pages in it depending on the layout of how they are, like the daily. And then total pages will be on here, so you can see that. And now you can preview your planner. Here, there's a glitch right now. That wasn't happening before, but of course when I'm recording, all of a sudden there's like a glitch, and I don't really want to restart my computer and all that stuff to do that. But anyways, this would be over here, and you see that my print is perfectly fine. And then you can view.
Now you can see that the coil size is different because I did not add as many pages to it. And the actual coil seems like a different type as well. I preferred this coil over this one. That's just a personal preference. But the coil size is different because I don't have as many pages. I have here, these intro pages are the same. Again, a different design from here, but it's essentially the same, and no QR codes in this custom planner. I don't know if they're going to include it or how they're going to do that with the custom planner. I know that you still get the emails and access to the site and stuff, so you'll still be able to see it. I liked having the QR codes, so for me, maybe that would be something cool that they can add later on. It's still, although I remove all samples, it's still included this part. The color scheme, I think it's because of the design I use. It's a little bit more, it's like slightly more faded looking to me than this. I noticed the difference, and I like a little bit of the sharper look, but I did notice that difference. So then you have this year and the school year memories, and just so you can see what I mean, so I don't sound like a crazy person. To me, this looks like the font is a little bit more sharper, and this kind of fades into that same opaque background, which I think it just follows the theme, and that's why. But I like a little bit more of the darkness, but it's very subtle. Again, I'm just a planner nerd, and I notice things like that. All right, so these pages are the same, but what I did change is where I have one, like my personal planners and stuff, is that I like this setup. So I have this in here this year, and you did not see that in the original planner, not in this format. And it starts from July to June, but you can select in different days. So you saw that I did that. Here's what that quarterly plans that I selected. So first, second, third, and fourth, and that's how I plan by quarters, and not semester 1, semester semester 2, I do quarterly plans. So I like this page, and I only wanted one spread of this. Again, I was trying to keep this at an affordable price. I didn't want to add too many things. Some money. Then this spread right here, as you saw, student, subject, publisher, and here it says title, price, website, and ordered, and then check. So I wanted to have this curricular planning. I thought it would be a really cool addition. That is not something you see at this full scale in the original planner, but they do have spot for it. It's just done in a different way, that we are publishers and dates and times and things like that, but not something solely dedicated like to curriculum planning, but they do have blank pages. Then I really like this sheet, so that was one of the ones that I selected, the classroom supplies, because I think it's a lovely reminder, things that we don't think about, to check that we have that. And then additional needs and curriculum supplies. We use a lot of literature in our curricula as part of our curricula. I really like this, and this is just semester 1 and semester 2, not quarterly. And then it has up to space for 4 students, but basically that means I can have double space for the kiddos, or maybe I will divide that into like read alouds and independent reading. We have the note pages that I selected. I really like how this came out with the borders, and I don't think I would have liked having the white background. I think this was definitely the right choice of how this looks. Again, I would have loved to do the paintbrush one. I think that would have been fantastic, but I did not see that had come available at the time that I ordered. All right, so then I have the weekly schedule, and I prefer this look. Now, again, here's where you have like very small and faint in this design. So to me, I wish this was a little bit like, you know, more like sharper, because this to me is a little bit harder for my eyes to see, but you know, it's there for you to break it down. But that's something I noticed with this particular page, monthly spread, which looks quite different. The margins are different with the design, so I prefer this style with the big lettering here. Here is just like a bar, which again is a pretty font as well, and this is are not like hanging off like you have right here on the last 2 days. It's all fits into that square, or if you're looking at both, it's a rectangle with a bar on here on the side. So the monthly layout definitely looks different than the original design. And then here is where you see that difference. Before, I had those 4 boxes of 4 student reading. I prefer this layout. Obviously makes more sense to me for my particular situation, read alouds, then notes, and the library. So it's actually 2 full spreads dedicated to literature. So, and then you had that other spread that you can do for field trip, and that is something I decided to leave out and that I could just write in notes. And that was just to cut down on the paper, on the amount of pages I was adding in. So this again is the layout that you saw me choose between all the other ones. You have the Monday through Friday here, and then it comes across, because this is one student and this is my second student. So I would have Bella here, Elsie here, and then I would write down here, but then here I could do like things that are art source, like piano's on this day, or whatever class is on this day. And then you have the boxes here on this side. You have weekend activities, just the same as before, but again, the page looks a little bit different. Dinner menu, and longer with space in between monthly mini box. So you see that's the same on here as well. I prefer the other monthly layout. I prefer this reading schedule. I'm gonna repeat. I removed all those in between quarterly checks and things like that, so you're not gonna see that in this. I also didn't select the holiday planning because I don't use this as an ever use this as an all-in-one planner. I tried, but that's just not my vibe. But it's again an awesome option. So this is just how it continues, the same background. So what it changes is that the original planner has these individual schemes for every single month layout to relate to that month. Whereas here, every single month is gonna have that same background that you selected. I removed from it just to show you, like, yes, you love all the extras a well-planned day gives you, but you can simplify it and do more of the pages that you need versus everything else. At the end, I just have note pages. It's just notes instead of the ads. So I like that aspect of it, that it was just that part. Everything I took out and to make it simplified. Now, which one, now that I did this, and which one would I prefer more? It's hard for me to say. And just to bring another element into the picture, this is you've seen this before. They sent me this color. This is the mocha one. I really wanted it to match my other planners. And this is their portfolio binder. You've seen how, and I'll go through this again of how I set this up. They have these bookmarks that snap in just like you saw the dividers, and I like these too, but you can have these in there instead of doing tabs if you don't want to get the tab one. You have the elastic bands. I have quite a few of these from them, and they have tons and tons of stickers. I love this thing. I have so many things that I collect here throughout the years that I need to have records of. They're special date stickers. I think this was a free gift with purchase. I mean, obviously I was gifted this bundle to review, but I think this was a free gift option that people get once you reach a certain point or whatever. But these are super cute. And then this came with these tabs too. That they used to have these before the other ones. I don't like tabs. They're cute and everything. I usually don't like dividers. I really like though. I don't like attaching like individual tabs. It's just not my I can't do it. Let's just put it that way. I can't do it. All right, so here I have all this binder here. So this is where this matter, and you can do like the 3-hole punch option where I could have placed this one in here, but this one, the original, can go in here. Now I can't do that this year because I have this binder jam-packed with several subjects, which I will go over everything that's in this binder when I do my curricula pick video, so you're gonna have to come back for that, so make sure you're subscribed. But anyways, you have space for all that, and then on the back you still have another folder that you can enter stuff, and then a back loop. That looks really good together because I like my accessories to match, but this also looks good together. But then I have to see what I'm doing overall. Here's my final personal takes, and this is completely individualized. I love that they have these options now and that it continued to expand. I love the other covers as well. I love that I could personalize this. You could never personalize a well-planned day planner before. Just based on design, I would prefer this design over that one. I prefer that cover over this one. I prefer this weekly layout versus that one. I prefer that monthly spread versus this one. I prefer the contrast in the fonts on this one versus that one. I prefer the minimalistic, like less pages of this one versus that one. And I like this coil versus that coil. So obviously it's like a give or take, but this was like my test run of customizing. So I hope this helps you identify, oh no, okay, I want to do it differently because I saw what she did and I want to do this more. I love the different design element that you can do for the custom planner. I think because I'm old school with them, even though I really wanted to not have as many of the pages, the samples and stuff, and like I didn't like need those anymore. And I really wanted a different weekly layout. I'm just an OG girl with Well Planned Day. I still prefer the original. For me personally, the original, even though I still feel that there's gonna be some wasted space, you know, if that's what I do, I may still end up using this or whatever. You guys know I bounce between things. Yeah, like I don't, like, I think it boils down to me, I don't know, this is hard. I like how I have some pages that are not here, like the living books pages, like, you know, the way the books stuff are laid out. You tell me, where are you leaning? Which option do you like? Do you like the custom one that I made for myself, or do you like how it comes originally? I like because of the coil, but yeah, I'm used to that. It's not a big deal. I don't know. I think if I were to do it again and do another custom planner with them, I would still do the same pages that I did. I wouldn't change any of the pages. So to me is the design differences with certain, like, you know, lettering and the fade effect and the monthly spread, which I don't really even use my monthly in a homeschool planner that much. So that's a silly thing to be hung up on. But it's just the faded font effect on this design, which I know a whole bunch of people that, you know, you've seen their feed, that this would totally speak to them, that vibe, that vintage, like, you know, minimalistic beiges and brown and stuff like that look, that will be like, oh yeah, that's, and where it's important is dark enough, so it's fine. I still like the stark contrast on here. I think I would miss some of the elements that I see here if, I don't know. So my conclusion is both are really awesome options for the right family of what you would need. I'm really excited that I got a chance to play around with this and to show you this other option. But now you can see, like, as basically always, completely honest of what my hang-ups are with each one. So even when you're customizing a planner, you can definitely say, okay, learn from my mistakes of anything that I should have done differently. Overall, I think I just would miss the OG. I think this is my clutch and I just need the OG. But I know many of you that this will be exactly what you need. So let me know down below your thoughts. I know this is a longer video because we had to cover a lot. Which one would fit you best, custom or OG? Let me know down below. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Don't make it sweet. And all the time I've given up, I'm taking back now. I've been spending all my hours differently.